of spiritual wisdom. Today our spiritual wisdom is the effect of emotions. The effect of emotions on our health, basically. So on our physical health, mental health. So how do the emotions affect us? Okay. So let's understand. So my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, the emotion. What is the emotion? Emotion is a state of feeling or a state of mind. Okay. Our own state of mind, our own state of feeling inside, what you feel inside, how you are feeling inside. That is emotion. So this emotion is triggered, is originated because of your own thought. Whatever your thought is running through your mind, your manomaya kosha, so that triggers the emotion. Let's say I have a thought of so-called sadness. So I got a thought of sadness, or I got a thought of anger. The anger, sadness, frustration, disappointment, depression, loneliness, so many things are there. They're all negative emotions. So every thought is generated or originated from our own consciousness. So our level of consciousness, again, the level of consciousness. The consciousness as such is very pure. It's very pure, okay? But all our emotions, all our so-called, we can say the gunas, we can say our characteristics of our own soul, basically is a part of your subconscious mind. So part of your subconscious mind, what kind of characteristics which are already stored within you due to the so many lives you have been coming here onto the earth planet. So as you have been coming here onto the earth planet, many a times you have developed many of the gunas, many of the characteristics, which are so many in nature. Kama, krodha, lobha, moda, matcharya means anger, lust, desire, attachment, jealousy, pride, right? All these things. So not only this, many other qualities, many other natural, your own inner qualities, anger, lust, attachment, right? So many things are there. So all these qualities we have been developing for so many lives, not in this life. We have been developing so many lives. So friends, so what happens is as we are developing from so many lives, these are all stored inside your subconscious mind as such. So once they are stored in the subconscious mind, in this life, you have started a physical life on this earth planet. In this life, whatever you are doing it, so as such, you may be studying or you may doing job, you may into one profession or whatever it may be. So you start generating some thoughts. These thoughts are generated out of your own, the memories, out of whatever the characteristics which are already developed and stored within your subconscious mind, because you got a subconscious mind. So as you got a subconscious mind, so that's why we always use the word thought is originated from your own consciousness. It means from subconsciousness. From your subconscious mind, whatever your gunas and samskaras, basing on that, you keep generating thoughts. You observe yourself. Though so let's say you have gone to one, particular prayer, or you have gone to any workshop or whatever it may be. But from inside you, you will be generating some kind of a thought pattern. Though you are listening to the lesson, listening to the speech and all, but inside you, some kind of a thought pattern will be going on. Why should I have come here? I should have not come here. All this. Though it's a very good lecture, very good program is going on, but still inside you, so your own inside subconscious mind keeps telling. So that means that kind of samskara, that kind of characteristics is already there within you. That won't leave you. Again, you got to change that. If it is bad samskara, because of your own soul level consciousness, your own soul level or soul stage, we call it as a soul stage, or we call it as the level of consciousness. Your level of consciousness is low in your past life. Of course, in this life, that continues. unless you change it. How do you change it? By doing meditation, by going through the Swadhyaya, Sadhya Sangatya, by association with the association of the good people, positive people, great people. Learn more, 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 and more. Right? You got to change yourself. All the programming what was done in the previous life. So as it is written already in the subconscious mind, stored in the subconscious mind, so those characteristics, those samskaras will not leave you in this life also. They will keep generating some kind of a negative thoughts, isn't it? Though you are involved in a very good activity, you're doing such a great thing in this life, but your own inner, the thoughts which are erupted from your consciousness or subconscious mind, which are already negative in nature. So those things you have to pluck out. Okay, you have to pluck out means you have to reprogram it. That is possible. Again, very much through your own practice of meditation, the practice of all other things, whatever you do on this earth planet, in this life, my dear friends. Anyhow, what I would like to bring the point here is the thought, type of the thought. The type of the thought maybe belongs to the some kind of a attachment, jealousy, or a anger, or a happiness, sadness, whatever it may be. Everything comes out of your own subconscious mind. It starts originating. So once it started coming inside, they start inside, it started erupting outside, coming out, then that creates a kind of a feeling or a kind of a experience within your own mind. It means the in Manomaya Kosha, in mind, the so-called that particular thought started originated from subconscious mind, it gets into the conscious mind. Once it gets into the conscious mind, that starts creating some kind of a energy, some kind of a vibrations, some kind of a feeling. So the feeling which happens within you, that is called emotion. It is called emotion. This emotion, especially friends, emotions are so many. Emotions are positive emotions, negative emotions, because thoughts are positive thoughts, negative thoughts, isn't it? So, or even you can say miraculous thoughts, like wonderful thoughts, amazing thoughts. The same way, we'll also have the wonderful emotion, wonderful vibration, we can say, isn't it? So, so many ways it goes on, my dear friends. Now, so what are the great number of there are so many so-called emotions. How many emotions are there? On an average, there are 27 emotions are identified or in the human being, especially friends. What are those? So let me name few of them for you. So more or less, 27 are there. So out of them, let's name all of them. Admiration, adoration, appreciation, amusement, anger, anxiety, awesome, awkwardness, boredom, calmness, confusion, craving, disgusting, empathetic pain, excitement, fear, horror, interest, joy, relief, romance, sadness, satisfaction, sexual desire, finally, surprise. So these are so many varieties of emotions. It happens in the human life, my dear friends. So try to understand when any of these emotions happens. Out of this, there are positive emotions, negative emotions. For example, if any admiration comes or appreciation comes, it's a positive emotion within you, within yourself. This kind of emotion, whenever it comes, right? Whenever this kind of thoughts comes, whenever appreciation comes from some other person, whenever there is an admiration by your boss, appreciation by your colleague or your teacher or your boss, your father, your mother, whatever. So any appreciation comes, the moment appreciation comes, what happened? The positive feeling starts inside. It is called positive emotion. So the positive emotion, it creates some kind of vibrations. It also creates some kind of what will happen, friends. We are a magnet, powerful magnet, as I mentioned in the previous class. So as we are a magnet, powerful magnet, the moment this kind of positive emotion goes inside your mind, positive emotion occur, positive emotion you experience, what will happen? So the kind of vibration or the energy which is generated from you will be so huge. It will be so huge. It is going to be reducing, or it's going to be taking away all kind of illness, any kind of a diseases also it will go out. For example, if somebody, like you got something kind of a the excitement or a kind of a satisfaction or the kind of a happiness, right? So like an amusement or all these things. So any kind of the great happiness happens within you because of success, because of, so got something which you ask for it or you wanted it, right? You got something, whatever you wish for. So whenever you get that, something called success or achievement, right? The fulfillment happens. Then a lot of happiness comes inside you. So that happiness, right? The happiness, how you feel inside, it's an emotion which triggers or which generates a lot of energy within you, a lot of positive vibrations within you. This every vibration, every energy, whatever it is, right? So this touches the each and every soul, my friends. Because the moment your positive emotion started within you because of the great satisfaction or a great happiness or a great kind of a appreciation, whenever this happens, the emotion, positive emotion starts, the vibration starts. So then the entire or your system itself within you, every cell will be dancing, every cell will be vibrating at a highest frequency and at the same time with the greatest amount of energy, my friends. So that kind of amount of energy, what is emanating from you, what is generating out of you, which can do wonders. It has got a lot of things to do. You can do a lot of things. Whenever you feel so energetic, what happens? Whenever you feel so positive, what happens? You can do many things, right? As you feel so happy, you have a lot of energy within you now. You can do many works and you can achieve many things. As you keep feeling happy, you can generate a lot of energy. That energy you can utilize to do a lot of work, the greater things to achieve in your physical life, isn't it? So when you feel so happy and positive, you can do anything because you can take up any work, you can take up any assignment because you are so positive right now and you are vibrating with the highest amount of happiness. So like that, whenever you feel happy, friends, the happy hormones also will be generated. What are those happy hormones? Dopamine, serotonin, endorphin, oxytocin. These are the so-called happy hormones. Whenever you are happy, for example, you are happy because of some achievement, or whenever you do meditation, you feel so happy, joyful inside. Friends, all this, so-called any emotion for that matter, the human being goes through any emotion. So in order to withstand the emotion, if it is a negative emotion, you should have the stability within you, right? The stability within you in order to balance that emotion. If it is a positive emotion also, let me tell you, the positive emotion also, it need not to be extreme in the manner. Anything goes into the extreme in manner, it can't give any benefit. In fact, what it does is it does harm for you. That is why anything ati sarvatra varjayet, ati sarvatra varjayet. That means anything goes beyond the limits. It's not going to be helpful. In fact, it does some harm for you. That is why any emotion, positive or negative emotions, both must be kept in the balanced state for keeping any emotion in the balanced state. Let's say the positive emotion or a negative emotion. Negative emotions, especially depression, right? Depression, sadness, kind of a fear, anxiety, all these emotions. These emotions also you must keep in the balanced state. It cannot exceed certain limit. If it goes beyond certain limit, what happens? Definitely, it's going to damage you. It's going to damage you such a way that it leads to many unrecoverable situations, right? So that happens in many people lives. So that is why we have to keep them under control. Emotions are good, positive emotions are good, negative emotions are also to the extent is okay, but to the beyond certain extent, definitely they are not good because negative emotions creates negative energy or negative vibrations within your physical body, which is going to cause the sickness, which is going to cause the illness, or which is going to cause the disease within you, friends. So, for example, you have got a continuous anger within your mind. What does it happen? The continuous anger within your mind is going to cause some kind of a heart issues, heart problems. A continuous kind of a so-called sadness in your mind, then it causes some kind of a ulcer, acidic or ulcer situation, gastric situation within your stomach. The continuous disappointment, isn't it? Continuous depression, you can say like that. So likewise, if you have continuous fear in your mind, it go and affect so-called liver. The liver functionality will be totally damaged. So likewise, so a particular emotion is going to damage particular organ within your physical body. So that is why the negative emotions, whenever negative emotion happens, you must balance it out. So how do you balance it out? If you keep doing meditation, So everything will be under balance. Everything is kept under balance, my dear friends. So that is why we always need to be careful about negative emotions. Positive emotions, of course, no worry, nothing to happen, nothing to worry. So it will increase your energy level. But so beyond certain limits, that's also not good. So need not to be extreme in the format. Okay. So extreme in the format, nothing is good. But to the extent, the positive emotions are going to do much good for you, but for your own physical body, physical health especially. So it keeps you highly energetic, highly vibrational. You can achieve many things, friends, because of the great amount of energy within your system now. For example, so friends, what will happen is in the recent times, even the so-called modern science has also come to an understanding that everything is energy. We are all energy beings. Yes, especially we are all energy beings. We vibrate with the energy. Whenever I have positive emotion, I vibrate with the highest amount of positive energy. Whenever I have negative energy, negative emotion, I will be vibrating with the so much, negative energy. Negative vibrations will be going on that is going to destroy many things. First of all, whatever the negative emotion you take, for example, anger or or kind of a blaming or anger or a judgment or a commenting on somebody, all these are negative in nature, isn't it? And also the anxiety happens within you, depression happens within you. If you do any kind of these things, friends, first of all, you will be under loss. The other person is not going to be under loss. You will be under loss. Your own health will be spoiled. The reason being, with these kind of negative emotions, first thing happens is your own cells gets confused. Friends, let's remember one thing. All the cells within you, within me, within you and me, and within all the people, all are one and the same. So what happens is every cell, for example, every cell in your physical body, my dear friends, which is having something called mind, its own mind. What is mind? Mind is nothing but a consciousness. So mind, do not think that mind is restricted to the so-called brain. Now, where is the mind? Mind is everywhere. Mind is not in the brain. Mind is in every single cell. It is pervading. So that mind is called consciousness. What about consciousness? Consciousness is similar to everybody. It is similar to you and me and everybody. So that is why what happens many times, friends, if at all I hate you, if at all I blame you, what will happen is my own cells will get confused. Why I'm blaming that person? Why I'm blaming so and so, the Rajesh, Ramesh. When I blame other person or when I hate, when I, so anger on the other person, my own cells will get confused, isn't it? The reason is all are one and the same, right? Everywhere the godliness is there, everywhere the soul consciousness is pervading. When there is a consciousness which is pervading in entire human beings, entire life beings, where the question of hating other person, where the question of blaming other person, my dear friends, you should never do that. The moment you do, what happens? Your own cells get confused. Then you get sickness first than the other person. Right? Whomever the person you are going to blame or so anger on the other person, the first person is affected by these negative emotions is you first. No, is you in the first in the place. Maybe the other person will be never touched. With the other person will never be damaged also. You will be damaged first. That is why be careful about these negative emotions, friends, because we are the energy beings. We are all same. We are all one and the same. Whatever is within me, consciousness, it is there within you also. It's everywhere. It's every place, everything is all equal to one and the same. That is single consciousness, right? There's oneness. It's called oneness, friends. So that is why, friends, these so-called this regarding the energy, especially regarding this energy and all these things, the latest innovations are keep happening because of the quantum science. There's something called quantum healing. It has come into picture. So you don't need to touch anybody. Your own energy can heal yourself. That's what we call it as self-healing, or that is why in meditation, what happens? In meditation, especially when you go into deeper meditation, your own energy is going to heal you, your own energy, whatever you receive the cosmic energy, whatever your inner energy is going to heal every disease for that matter, friends. So that is why the so-called the quantum science, which has been developed in the recent times, right? Earlier times, the physical science, the physical science never agreed with the so-called soul consciousness in the higher vibrations, the higher energies. It never agreed, isn't it? So, but in the latest times, what happened? The physical scientists also, so-called, so totally, they have shifted, they have drifted slowly towards understanding the energy. Friends, always remember E equal to M. Energy is equal to matter. Matter is equal to energy. Let me tell you one fact. Within our own physical body, for every second, 1024 times, our matter will be changed to energy and energy will be changed to our matter. Isn't it? So that is the way it happens. It means, for example, if I make any thought, for example, my eye is not working, my so-called maybe some problem in the heart, from some problem in the brain, anything, whatever the suffering you are into, right? So what you have to do is close your eyes, and then if you keep saying yourself, I'm not talking about the meditation. Meditation also heals every disease that we know already. But before touching the meditation also, what exactly you can do is you can try to vibrate with the greatest amount of positive force, the greatest amount of so-called the affirmations. That's what we have seen in the previous class also. In this session also, we are going to get that topic. So basically, the affirmation, positive affirmation. That's called positive. Again, it creates a positive emotion. What exactly is that? So I close my eyes. I say that if at all I have problem in the eyes, so my eyes will become better. It will become better. It will become better. It is already becoming better, right? So I'm having a my eyes are already became better. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling happy. If you keep saying to yourself, what happens, they tremendously, in the course of time, it gets healed. This is called quantum healing, my dear friends. It is wonderful healing, right? So let me give you examples for that. So there are good number of actually the events which are really happened, real incidents also happen, friends. So that is why every organ, especially friends. So try to understand how this healing happens. First of all, is every organ, every cell, isn't it? Every cell, every organ has got its own memory, its own consciousness. That's what we say in the previous class. Also, you mentioned every cell has got its own subconscious mind, its own so-called consciousness. What is the consciousness? Soul. The soul is a software. The subconscious mind is a permanent memory. These two are provided for every cell. That is why every cell will act as a one human being. Friends, always remember, every cell will act as a one human being. You human being, we, our physical body is a combination, is a colony of so many cells. How many cells are there within us? 120 trillion cells. 58 to 120 trillion cells. So many trillion cells are there within our physical body. That means we are colony of the all the so-called cells. We think that this physical body is mine. At the same time, let me tell you, it is run by germ cells. How many cells are there? 120 trillion cells. In that, how many germ cells? How many our own cells, human cells? Only 10% of human cells. Remaining, all the cells are actually germ cells, my dear friends. So if you understand like this, what I would like to bring the point here is, so in us, within us, whatever the healing has to be taken place, yes, it will be taken place because of your own cell. Your own cell is going to vibrate with certain kind of that kind of vibrations. So that kind of vibrations will, obviously the cell will get healed. If the cell is getting healed because of your own the mind and environment, whatever the positive emotion, the kind of a miraculous thoughts, whatever you make, because of that, your own cell will get healed. Once your cell get healed, your disease will be disappeared, right? So that is the kind of quantum. It's called quantum healing, friends. It's called energy healing. So this will happen many times. Let me give an example. So there is one person, great journalist, right? His name is Norman Cousin. Norman Cousin. So this person, friends. So there is one book, very good book also written for you, Anatomy of Illness. Okay, let me give this the real incident what happened. So this person was a journalist. He went to the one airport, maybe in the Boston city of America. So he went to the in order to receive a guest, the some major guest you want to receive. He went to the airport, and when he went to the airport, there a lot of fog was there. So then you couldn't observe it. A jet was coming, and then it hit him very badly. So he collapsed. So then what happened is this some kind of a ankylosis spondylitis. That kind of a disease has come to him. It means nothing will move. All his entire body is frozen. All his entire body is frozen. Then he shifted to the nearby hospital. So after they detected everything, they declared as a ankylosing spondylitis. So this is a disease which has come. It's a very rare disease. Rare disease. All the organs will be totally frozen. Totally frozen. Then doctors have, it's a very big hospital. It's actually Harvard University Hospital, right? They shifted to Harvard University Hospital. He was staying there. The doctors given a time that 3 months you can stay here. Happily you stay because only 3 months you can, maximum 3 months you can leave or you can survive. More than 3 months, there's no guarantee, right? So then he started staying there. And of course, he's a great journalist, right? His friends used to come. One friend came one fine day and to see him, this Norman cousin. So then what happened? So that person, so has played one joke, he cracked a joke. So by the time what happened, friends? So his fingers also not moving, like this, struck. No, is not even one finger will not move. That's the kind of a disease what has come to him. Now, so that one of his friend, he played we cracked a joke. Then because of that joke, of course, his mind was active. Mind was active. No doubt on that. No problem on the mind. Mind functioning. It was very good. So because of the joke, he laughed like anything. Laughed and laughed and laughed. Okay. So I mean, the huge laugh, continuous laugh. So then what happened? Suddenly they observed one. The finger was moving. One finger was moving. Okay. One finger was moving. So the moment this finger was moving, isn't it? So they observed it. Then they understood that, okay, so we need to, make continuously, we need to make him continuously laugh every day for some time. Then there were, in those days, there was some screen, some small screen was there. They brought Charlie Chaplin movies and all, no? So they were keep playing it, they were keep playing it. Then he was keep on laughing. Then what happened? After, so for the to the surprise, to the surprise of everybody, friends, within 3 months, end of the 3 months, he walked and walked away from the hospital. He walked away from the hospital. After that, he lived for 20 long years. Imagine what happened here. So this is the this is the beauty of so-called the energy healing because of his own positive his own positive emotion. What is that emotion? Happiness, right? So just because of the positive emotion, what he has undergone, then what happened? He came out of the deadly disease, right? He walked away hospital from the hospital. Then he has written a book for you that's called The Anatomy of Illness. So please read this book by Norman Cousins. Okay, you can understand the great facts about his own life, my dear friends. So likewise, friends, this quantum healing is very, very powerful. So try to understand. At the same time, let me tell you one more example. In Brazil, there was one villager. His name is John F. God. What he used to do is, friends, so whenever, like the great doctors, in fact, to test him, the great doctors, great scientists also went there. So that's a village basically. Now it's a big city because of, he became so famous person. He was a villager. One fine day, in one fine night, he got a dream that, you have got you got a massive power within you. You can go and heal anybody, any situation. Then he believed it. He trusted it. Then after what happened, he started healing everybody. Even so, very bad cancer, even breast cancer, whatever it may be. So if somebody goes and stand in front of him, what he does is whichever the part you have a cancer or any, the income, the discomfort or disease, you touch that part. You touch that part, then go on pray it. You go on to the prayer. What happens? So even what will happen is he take a, if it is a breast cancer, for example, a lot of pus is there inside. You take a knife, then it looks like cutting also, but no blood will come out. No blood will come out, and then after that, what will happen? So that disease will be disappeared there itself. There itself will be disappeared. Such is the kind of healing he was doing. But he's a villager. So for our surprise, he's a villager. He doesn't know anything. Then after that, so like he became so famous, in fact. So this is the kind of healing. Healing is original. Healing is real, my dear friends. Do not, doubt or do not disbelieve it. The same healing happens with your own emotions, positive emotions. It happens even within you. That's what I'm trying to say, friends. At the same time, so when I say that every cell has got a mind or subconscious mind, that's what I told you, isn't it? Every mind, every cell. Not that you have subconscious mind. Yes. So who means like human being has got subconscious mind. Where is the subconscious mind? It is with every cell. Single individual cell has got its own memory, its own subconscious mind, its own consciousness. So if you understand like this, friends, what happens is every organ has got its own mind. It can understand, it can respond, it will communicate, it does its own excretion, it does its own repair work, it does its own so-called digestion, everything it does, isn't it? So that is why, friends. So what happened is, let me give an example, one beautiful example for this. That means every organ has got its own memory. How do we say that? How do we say? What is the proof for that? Right? So there is one example. A 19-year-old boy got accidented. He passed away, isn't it? Then at the same time, there is a 76-year-old person. His heart has to be replaced. Yeah, he was alive, but his heart has got some problem, so it has to be replaced. Now they matched these two and they tested everything. They found that this 19 years old boy who was passed away because of accident, that heart is suitable for this 76 years old person. So they replaced it. Now you see the magic. What happens? This 96-year-old boy was a completely non-vegetarian. He was a non-vegetarian. He used to eat like left, right, center, morning chicken, afternoon chicken, evening beef, every time chicken, mutton, chicken, all this beef. He was a pure non-vegetarian. Okay. Now come to this point. Come to the person, this person, 76 years old person is a pure vegetarian. Okay. Now after the heart replacement, what happened? To the surprise, this person whose heart is replaced, what started happening within him? Complete change. This person also started eating, non-vegetarian, chicken, mutton. He wanted all the time, So that kind of thing started happening within him. You can imagine. So this is where the kind of the belief or the kind of evidence has been struck. We have got evidence that every organ remembers. Every organ remember. That means you can imagine about the cell. Every cell also does the same thing. That is why every organ has got remembrance. That means he was a non-vegetarian. That organ has remembered so well. Now, whenever it is fitted into the transplanted into the other vegetarian person, now he became a non-vegetarian person. Imagine. So that is why, friends, we need to understand these are all these so many scientifically proven things, right? So we have to understand all these things. So that's the reason. So all this, whatever negative emotions, positive emotions, friends. For example, a positive emotions. What are in the positive emotions? Part of the positive emotions we learned earlier also. What we need to always have is love and forgiveness, friends. Always forgive. Even if anybody scold you, if anybody hit you or whatever it may be, first forgive, forgive and forget. These two are very very important. Understand? So when you forgive and forget, what will happen is within you the great shift will happen. So within you the energy will never be disturbed. Otherwise, you are the what you call it as a peace of mind, it will be lost. When the peace of mind is lost, friends, what happens? You lose the creativity. You don't get any creativity at all within you. Then you will not be happy at all. So that is why we must come out of that kind of a attitude and love, compassion. Give always love, give always compassion to everybody. Whatever you give the love, it will come back with multifold to you. Right? Whatever you share, whatever you give, it will be grown, right? Isn't it? So that's the way you have to always share the happiness, share the peace of mind with everybody around you. So that is how you need to lead your life, my friends. At the same time, power of gratitude. The gratitude is the wonderful thing, my dear friends. If you keep telling gratitude to yourself, to the universe, to everybody around you, then what will happen? Everything comes into the order. Everything comes into the place. You don't need to worry. You don't need to bother. You don't need to search for anything. Everything comes to you. Okay. That is why power of gratitude is so powerful. So if you keep telling to universe, whatever I have, I'm so happy. These are all positive emotions. What I'm trying to say. They're all positive emotion. You must understand all these things. If there is any negative emotion, it is going to impact your health very badly. That's what I'm trying to say. Whenever you have negative emotion, any kind of fear, anxiety, that's what I read so many negative emotions here. Fear, anxiety, depression, detachment, kind of a so-called depression, right? So all these things, whatever happens. So with all these negative emotions, what is going to happen is within you, of course, in order to sustain this negative emotional situation within your physical body, of course, the body itself has got a mechanism in order to survive, even in the depression state, even in the negative emotional state. For which what happened is body got a mechanism to generate two hormones. They are called stressful hormones. What are those? Stressful hormones. Which are those? Adrenaline, cortisol. These are the two stressful hormones. What do? They prepare your body to, in order to withstand the negative emotions. Otherwise, what happen? You are burst. You'll be no, you'll be gone, right? You'll be gone because of the Great Depression, or if at all that the negative or depression goes beyond some limits. What happen? That's where the people get into suicide and all these things, right? So, but in order to prevent that situation, your body itself has got an internal mechanism to make you to sustain these two stress hormones are generated within you. Whenever you get a fear, whenever you get anxiety, whenever you get a depression, right? These two will be generated immediately. So they'll be rushing into your blood, right? Into blood. And then what they do? They raise your BP levels, they raise your sugar levels, they raise your cholesterol levels, everything they rise. So like either fight or flight. In a dangerous situation, in a fearful situation, what you do? Either you face it, that's called fighting, or you flight. Flight means flee away. So in order to achieve anything, any of these, these kind of things, these hormones are always necessary. Without these hormones, right? Without these hormones, you don't get that kind of a sustenance capacity, sustenance capability, my friends. So that's all these positive emotions, negative emotions, especially friends. So whenever you do meditation continuously, if you are doing meditation and having this spiritual journey, the consistent spiritual journey, definitely you can keep all these negative and positive emotions, whichever it may be. So it doesn't matter whether it's a negative emotions bound to happen, because we are living in the physical world. It bound to happen. It won't, we can't say that nothing will come in front of us, nothing will come into our life. It will come, but you have to balance it out. That's where your meditational energy, your own spiritual energy, your own soul energy is going to help you. Is going to keep you under balance. For example, a fearful situation comes to you and other person. How do you react? How do the other person react? There is a difference always, right? So, for example, a blaming come to me. How do I take it? How do you take it? Isn't it? So that's how what happened, the way you react, the way you respond, whether you respond or you react. It all depends upon your own energy, your own so-called intellect or intelligence. Friends, if you have a good intellect, if you have good amount of energy within you, how do you do that? You will be responding, non-reacting. You are not going to react, but you are going to respond to the every situation. That is where even somebody blame you, even somebody something called disappoint you or blame you, whatever it may be. Ultimately, what happened? You will not get into the trap. You will not get into the so-called sadness. Then what will do is you will maintain your energy. You'll be able to sustain that. That's what happens, friends. So that is why what we need is here, we need to have meditational energy as well as the spiritual intellect. Both are required in order to sustain any kind of situation, right? That is why. So let's keep doing practice of meditation, Sajjana Sangatya, Swadhyaya, all this, So with all these things, we will try to attain the situation or the stability within our mind to face any kind of situation, whether positive emotion or negative emotion, we treat them equally, we face them equally with the greatest stability and the happiest note, friends. So with this, so this spiritual wisdom, the concept is explained to you, friends.